Welcome back to Making a Difference. My name is Steve Strum. This morning we have Thea Jeffers from the Breezy Jazz House. Good morning, young lady.
Good morning.
All right, so we have a lot of things to talk about.
Yes.
First, what is the Breezy Jazz House?
Breezy Jazz House is the place to hear great jazz. It is a true jazz house. We have everything from basic jazz to salsa jazz to funk jazz. We created a jazz house.
So that is a restaurant, bar, music place.
Yes.
I stumbled across randomly, which was interesting because one would say it was a new organization, but you've been open now for what, 4 years?
Well, actually over 6 years.
6 years.
2.5 years at the current location and previously on Adams Street.
So talk to us a little bit about what a jazz house is and what makes that unique in the Jacksonville area.
Well, Jazz House, it's a little bit of everything for the music. It's a place for the young students to come play and have a professional setting. It is where the local artists could get a regular gig. It's where you can hear R&B, jazz, blues. It's just a house. It's a jazz house, which is all music. Our focus is jazz, but we play a little bit of everything.
So we were talking a little offset, though. You have not always been a jazz house, restaurant, bar, music place proprietor. You had a completely different life.
Yes.
But at age 50, you had a goal. Tell us what made you become inspired to open this type of an establishment up?
Well, you know, and I'm sure people heard this story before, but started at 12 listening to jazz in Philadelphia down in the waterfront. Just loved it. Left for college, married early, traveled the world. My husband's military. And everywhere we went, I wanted to hear jazz. So we were in London one year, and I was age 30. And it felt so good. I said, I think I want one of these. When I turn 50, that's what I'm going to do.
So you still, if you heard it in 30, which was last week, you know, and we're going to go with 31, so we still got 19 years to get to 50.
No.
So were you able to hit your goal and open it up at 50?
I turned 50 like June 13th, but I opened it June 30th.
So
of 2017.
So you were able to take your lifelong dream of music inclusion, right, of all kinds of music, bring it to a city like Jacksonville, which is a huge growing area, which doesn't have a lot of true jazz clubs in it. I think that you may be actually the only one.
Yes.
And able to allow yourself to have that almost, I hate to say second career, but second life doing what you love. So tell us a little bit about some of the things that we would expect to see if we were to come into your restaurant or come into your bar or come into your jazz club all under one roof. Walk us through that experience and what people will really like to take away as they come in and visit you.
Well, what makes us unique, we create an experience. When you walk in the door from my hosts and beyond, we want it to be an experience. We want you to talk about us. So it's live music. It's set up somewhat like a theater. Each seat has a table so you can eat and drink and enjoy yourself. We have a dance floor. We have a really humongous bar. But we want you to leave feeling like you had an experience, not just I went to a club. So that's what makes us unique.
And you know, to that point with the club, right? So people go to the bar, the club type of deal. They're like, okay, well, I'm going to go for great atmosphere, but my food's going to be subpar. Or I'm going to go because they make great food, but the mixologist and the drinks, maybe not so much. But you tried to really hire and partner with the best folks. Tell us a little bit about your new chef.
Oh, Chef Antonio Pratt, he's an executive chef. He's simply wonderful. He just finished cooking for the Masters, which he does year after year after year. He had very high-end clientele, so he's top-notch. And so we partnered together to just bring our guests the very best. I've mastered the music. I believe we now mastered the kitchen. I have an outstanding mixologist, so he don't just make drinks, he make drinks.
Well, I was there, actually. I brought my wife down there. We live in the area. And yeah, he had a very good take on an old-fashioned.
Yes.
A new way to twist on a very old drink called old-fashioned. Okay, so restaurant, top-end chef. You got the music thing because that's your lifelong love, and then of course the experience from the spirit side. Obviously, you have that with the mixologist. And when people want to go there, it's not just I want to pop in for a drink, right? You do corporate events. You have a private meeting area back there. I had the opportunity to go with one of the social clubs that I'm familiar with, and they had a whole event there. So you can cater to date night. You can cater to corporate events.
Yes.
And anywhere in between.
Yes.
It's fabulous. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's awesome to have you. Guys, thanks for joining us on Making a Difference. If you like us, share us. And if you want to check out some stuff on the Breezy Jazz House, please check out iwannabuzz.com.